Is separation of church and state a good thing? Should we fight things like the Ten Commandments to be in our governmental buildings? What are the pros and cons of keeping the government and the church separate? We will discuss today on the DudeFax podcast.
Welcome to the DudeFax podcast. We're four guys that are united by a love for coffee, Jesus, and corny jokes. In the past, we all served in ministry together. In the present, we create podcasts to help you get through your week. And in the future, we aspire to be the granddad that teaches his grandkids to pull his finger. So if you love Java, Jesus, and dad jokes, you're going to fit right in. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of Joe, and enjoy this week's episode of the DudeFax podcast.
Oh yeah, greetings and salutations, me homies. It's good to see all of you back, all four of us, and we're better than ever after our Thanksgiving hiatus. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, especially to the 12 people out there who have us as their number one in Spotify Wrapped, baby.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I just want to dance to it.
Yeah. 12 people, and I'm one of them, so that's already down to 11.
Yeah, it was on mine.
So 10.
It might be on mine, but I don't know if it's number one.
Okay. Yeah, oh, really?
Oh, wait, 12 had it as number one?
12 had it as number one.
It wasn't number one for me.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Man.
Mine was the Bible Project for some reason.
Yeah, that's so much more important.
But then it was, I think DudeFax was 2 or 3. So 12 people.
12
This is the
people
number one podcast I
had
listened
us as their number one. Your daughter was one of them.
Ethan.
She shared that. No, I'm here to tell you, Ethan had us as his number 2. I don't know if you saw this, but he posted it on his Instagram and shared it like he was doing us a favor. Look, hey guys, but we're number 2 on this list.
Look at the second.
Ethan, we've already had this talk about how thin the line is.
I mean,
I know we're number 2.
Yeah.
That's an appropriate number.
It is an appropriate
we're
number.
number 2 in his heart. So, what
In
else?
his fart.
And in his fart. Yeah, there you go.
Thanks, Ethan. But yes, we are in the top position for 12 whole people in the world.
That's
a
pretty
few of them
wild.
may or may not be us.
It's David Cates.
David Kate.
He might be all the extra 10.
Does he only listen to us on Spotify? I think so.
I think so.
maybe.
He
Yeah.
talks
sends
about
us the
not being
pictures.
able to see the YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
So, but 32 people have us in their top 5,
Oh,
Okay.
which I thought was pretty cool.
I'm probably one of them.
So
But I
you're
think
top
I
5.
may only have 5 podcasts that I
So
like. to
5
listen
out of
to,
5.
Yeah, it pulled up for me a podcast that I think I listened to once this year.
Yeah.
It was a little odd because I felt like I listened to more than 4 podcasts, but I only had 4 in my top 4. And they are the 4 that I listen to the most.
What
and
are your 4?
DudeFax was number 1. So DudeFax was number 1. And then I listened to Dan Lebitard and Stu Gott's podcast, which I love. One of my favorite. And then I listened, one of my favorite sports podcasts is the Golic.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Golic and Gojo is his son. And then the Nate Land podcast was number 4. So those are those are the only ones I listen to on Spotify, I should say. But yeah,
Okay. It's not a bad list.
yeah.
Yeah, mine was the Bible Project, DudeFax, Nate Land, and then Beards and Bible, which I have listened to a couple times this year, but not as much as other ones I thought.
See, I've listened to the Beards and Bible
Yeah.
on Spotify, but it didn't come up. And then my sister's podcast, I've listened to all of hers. She has like 9 episodes. Hers didn't register, so I don't know. I don't know how it does it. It's kind of interesting.
The algorithms were
Yep.
not.
Mine was a true crime podcast.
Save that for later.
Just a little teaser right there.
It's like my top one was a true crime podcast, so I'm just listening about people getting murdered.
Oh, that's
I
better
like
than
true
this.
crime podcast.
Yeah. Well, 39 people have us in their top 10.
Oh,
So almost
okay.
40 people. I think that's a stat we can share. Almost 40 people in the world think we're top 10 worthy. So But I just wonder how many people actually listen to more
I
than
think that's
10.
grounds to make us like one of the best podcasts on Spotify.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think so.
I'd like to know how we compare to others like Nate Land.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we can.
Well, we would feel shame real quick. But we also and this is actually going to bring us down a little bit. It shared with us our most popular podcast to date, and it also shared with us the podcast that has gotten the most shares to date. So if you guys had to guess what the most popular episode is out of all of our episodes, it's gotten more listens. Which one would you guys guess?
Mother's Day, because my mom was on it and shared with all her friends.
And her friends are on Spotify.
No, I don't know.
Any
Probably
other
whichever one I was wearing my short shorts in the bathtub.
That's a good guess.
I've watched that one over.
But
and over.
Spotify, I mean, you can't see that.
Maybe
I
you can
sound sexier in
hear the bare legs.
So the most listened to podcast, and part of me feels, that the ego is deflated on this, but also there's some good justification here. But it's our very first one.
Really,
Episode 1
that's disappointing.
is the most listened to of all of our podcasts. So you can either say, well, people listened and were really excited, and then it just went from there. Or maybe it's just that people have listened to us so much they've gone back to that one because it's been online the longest.
Yeah.
So that it's had the most chance to be
It's
played.
probably though, maybe as we're at episode 39 this time, I think.
Yeah.
And
Or
there's new
39
people.
in the top 10.
There's there's new people joining all the time, and they're going back to start at the beginning.
That's true.
And
Yep.
that's probably what it
They-
is.
I want to listen to
wanna-
all of our stuff.
They want to hear the roots of where we are.
I'll say that's
that
the one
band.
I've listened to the most. Is the first one. we
Yeah,
did, so
yeah, I've listened to
Is
it.
that
I guess
the
it
only one
makes
you've
sense.
listened to?
It's not the only one, but it's definitely the one I've listened to the
It's
most.
a fun one to listen to.
So I'm bringing up our podcast now because I don't even know which episode this is. But do you guys know or have any guesses on which episode has been shared the most via like social media?
Grant's legs, then.
I don't even remember which one was that with Grant's legs.
I think that was the subject.
But was it when you were in a bathtub?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. It is. Episode 6, Spiritual Gift Inventories live from a bathtub.
Oh yeah.
That is the
There
most
we
shared
go.
one on Spotify.
To commemorate.
Oh, hey, all right.
If you're listening to this on Spotify right now, you might want to hop over to YouTube and share that. But that is our Spotify Wrapped. So if you are one of our 39 who have us in your top 10, thank you. We're very excited. If you're in our top 12, we really love you. Ethan, you know where you stand because you didn't make the top 12. But
Yeah, that's
Hey, but
fun.
Think
That's-
about this. So if that's David Cates, Josh's daughter, her boyfriend.
No, we weren't
That means
number
there's
one.
9.
We weren't number one on Ethan's,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
and we weren't number one on Tyler Bond either, which was amazing. I
That
wonder-
doesn't
really?
surprise me. I work with him and he listens to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, I saw he had like 25,000 hours. I don't know
Yeah.
what it was. It was something crazy. The amount of hours.
well, there
he
goes
spent.
my theory.
Yeah, sorry.
I was gonna say if 3 of the 12 are accounted for, there's 9 Supreme Court justices, right?
That's right. Yeah. Well, I'm the third, so me.
Hey,
There we
you
go.
Then the 9 Supreme Court.
I want to
justices.
hear. I think our listeners should. If we were number one for them, and you've done your Spotify Wrapped, let us know.
Yeah, we want to know that you're listening to us.
Yeah.
In fact, we will share that on the podcast and maybe even on social media. And we'll do like the old school. Remember MySpace? You had your top 8 friends.
Oh,
we'll,
yeah.
We'll put like our top
Our
12
top-
friends up
yeah.
or
I
something.
like it.
Like a little
Should do
photo. That way we know who we really love.
The rest of you suckers better get on it.
Yeah. The
Yep.
rest of you can just
Like
go
me.
listen to
Well, some
something
people,
else.
like my parents, watch all our podcasts, but they're on They watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they don't get it on Spotify.
But we don't get a YouTube Wrapped, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
That might really deflate our ego.
But hi, Billy and Willie.
Yep.
Yeah. Billy
Yeah.
and Willie.
All right. Well, A lot of you have let us know that you're listening by your comments, which we're going to get to right now.
It's time for comments.
So, if my phone will cooperate, not a ton of comments this week, but a couple I did want to highlight. So first one, Ethan on YouTube popping in our comments. Yeah, Mr. Number 2.
Sliding into our DMs.
He said, I just want to call Josh out on setting up Christmas decorations and a tree week before Thanksgiving. But thank you for your blessing, he says.
I believe there's a follow-up comment to that.
Oh, is there? Oh, man. I took a screenshot of it. I got to go back into YouTube to look at it.
It was mine.
What?
You can make it now.
I said something like what I've already mentioned earlier, like, Ethan, you don't understand how thin of a line that blessing was made on.
No.
Something like that.
He said, dude, the line between blessing and no blessing is razor thin. Blessing revoked in all bold
Oh, yeah, I revoked it. That's right.
So, there you go.
Not only is he number 2, or we're number 2, he's also calling Josh out.
Yeah.
So I was going to correct Grant a minute ago when he said your daughter's boyfriend. I was going to correct him to say fiance. But now the blessing's
fine,
revoked.
Grant.
It's back to boyfriend. We're good.
I smell Heaven's Bakery cooking up something good for you, sister.
I had a conversation with a friend today. I was catching up with him, and we were talking about, Olivia and Ethan being engaged, and somehow in the conversation I was going to refer to Ethan, and it would come out like, yeah, her fiance. I just don't want to say the word. It's so weird, and it's nothing against you, Ethan. It's just the word. It's.
Does it make you feel like time is just passing you by? Mm-hmm. It's like you're just like the thought of your daughter having a fiance makes it just feel like too real.
That's a big thing. It might also be that Seinfeld episode where I think they're
Fiance.
Where's my fiance?
Yep.
Oh gosh.
It is a little too fancy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You're just getting married. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, why do we have to use French words?
We should improve it like we've done everything else that's French.
Yeah.
Pizza, fries.
Yeah.
Pizza.
I know. We've had this conversation.
Okay, and then on a more serious note, we did have a comment on one of our TikTok videos from this is a random, I guess, somebody found us on TikTok, goes by the name of TK.
I thought you were going to say a rapper.
I mean, with that name, could be a rapper, you never know. But so the video was us talking about gratitude, and it was a clip of some of Josh's comments on gratitude from last episode. And TK said, why does religion always start with, I don't deserve anything, or I'm so lucky to get these 2 beans and 1 piece of bread? And there's some back and forth,
I missed
but
that one.
he later on says, it responded to him, a couple people responded to him. I think Jeff responded to him through the DudeFax account. And then he said, I appreciate your perspective. However, I believe that saying because I make more than many others, I shouldn't strive for more. He worded this weird. However, I believe that saying because I make more than many others, I shouldn't strive for more. I guess he's saying he doesn't agree with that. My purpose is to lift myself and others in my circle up to be stronger, faster, quicker, which I thought was interesting, but I thought he was also missing a point of when we were talking about gratitude last time, because I don't think we ever said that like being grateful for what you have means that you can't, work hard for more. I don't think those are exclusive things. So if anybody did get that from our last episode, I hope they hear now that that does not mean that you just have to be okay with what you have. You can you can be content, but also not complacent.
Well, and I thought that so I knew that clip might be triggering because
What did the clip say? I don't think I've
it,
seen
it was where you shared the story about the pastor that talked about what we deserve is hell.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, obviously I shared that because it's intriguing and I thought, hey, it'll get people listening. And so just taking that one soundbite, which I did share pretty much the whole story you shared on that. But I think people may stop right there at that first line and
don't
be like,
listen
well,
to
wait
the whole
a second.
thing.
Like,
Yeah,
what the
kind
hell?
of like
Right.
the one that started with when I said the Bible teaches the earth is flat.
Yeah.
But context was before that. People actually believe the Bible teaches. It's all in the editing.
That's right. But yeah, good stuff. We had a we did a little video, which a lot of you saw on TikTok and Instagram, with the four of us all saying something about listening to Christmas music. It was okay after Thanksgiving, and Ryan was singing Mariah Carey. But I think we did have a few comments on that. It's particular. I remember Sanding Coffee making sure that he let everyone know that he always skips that song as well. So we do appreciate that. But do you know that Mariah Carey, I just heard this today, Mariah Carey every single year, because of the playing of that song, makes $2.5 million for that one song.
That's
being
insane.
played.
So that song, who wrote that originally? Somebody's getting royalties from her using that song, I assume, right? So
That I
like,
don't
are
know.
they just? I just imagine they're banking off of Mariah Carey every year.
Well, and so
the estate of
that's
that
a good
person.
point, because the thing I read just said Mariah Carey makes $2.5 million from
Yeah.
that. So I don't know if
I'm just wondering because I know she didn't write
Writers
it.
or
It's an old
whoever,
Christmas song even
get
before
that.
she ever
That's crazy.
came along.
but
Make
yeah,
that much money off a crappy song.
insanity. So that just makes me even more sick to hear that song. But speaking of Sand and Coffee, he took up the challenge. So we shared some Elf on the Shelf memes this week of all of us, and we got a lot of people liked them, shared them. The funny thing is I had mine from the very beginning when I was thinking of things that rhymed with each of your names, with Josh Squash, because I was like, that just sounds funny, and that's like the only word I can think of that rhymes with Josh.
Well, and that was kind of a nickname growing up, Josh the Squash.
Oh, was it?
Just from my family. Like my dad would say that.
Oh, it sounds like a rejected VeggieTales character. But
I was confused at first because I thought it was Josh on a gourd. So I was like, I don't know if that right.
Well, technically, yeah.
Board on the gourd.
board on the gourd. Yeah. But it was so funny. Before I even shared that, I think it might have been on mine or Grant's. Your daughter, again, got on there and said, when are you going to do Josh the Squash? So she was already ahead of the game, which I thought was awesome.
They've heard it. They've heard it before.
Oh, yeah. Well,
You sit on them.
sits on them all day long. Well, Sand and Coffee, I put a little teaser out there on Instagram. I said, hey, if anybody can make one of each of us, we will share them on the podcast. And Nicholas Ford, Sand and Coffee, faithful listener and frequent commenter, he took up the mantle and decided, hey, I'm going to do this. So if you're on YouTube, you're going to get to view these. If you're not, then you'll just have to listen to me read them off here. And I apologize in advance for you guys having to see my entire screen for a second, but for whatever reason, this is being dumb. So
Wow, you lost
there
that
it
much
is.
on Robin Hood?
Oh
Yep.
my gosh.
All right, so here we go. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Ryan on the Ion.
I have to be honest. When I saw that, I was like, Ryan on the Atom?
That's what I was wondering. I was like,
I did not
right.
see that as an ion.
Yeah,
no, it makes sense.
But it makes
now.
sense.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty
Perfect
good.
sense.
And then, okay, I thought we were going to be able to go to the next one, but hold on just a moment here. It's being kind of turdy with me. Oh, there we go. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Jeff on the Clef. I thought that was pretty good.
Is that a bass clef or a
Very,
treble
very
clef?
It's a treble
very
clef.
Treble right there.
Yep, here comes trouble.
Yeah.
Treble
And
Jeff?
and I thought about using this one for you, Grant. You've heard
Yeah,
of
'cause
Elf
there's like
on the
two
Shelf.
things that everyone uses for me.
Now get ready for Grant on the Ant. Very good. Grant, I combed your Facebook. I couldn't find any pictures of you with your legs, so that's why I had to use a half.
So
Well, that one right there, you can barely see. I mean, all you can see of me is my face.
so he took the pictures you used and
Yes,
then took
he,
them and put
he,
them on.
he did. He didn't.
He spent some time on this.
He didn't creep on our Facebooks like I did. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Josh on the Galosh.
That one
Is that
took
the
me a
same?
minute.
Yeah, because that's a rubber boot.
It's I had to
Josh on the
like
rubber
dig
boot.
into my wife's Chicagoan heritage to be like, oh yeah, people call those galoshes.
Galoshes.
That's the thing, but I've never heard the singular of galoshes.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
Hey, I'm missing a galosh. Like,
Okay.
I'm
I
missing.
thought a gulash was where they kept Russian prisoners, right?
It's close.
That would have been really funny.
They wear galoshes in the goulash.
I mean,
Oh,
Gulag.
the gulag probably smells like my
Gulag.
galoshes.
I think you're right.
When the cadets were at West Point were having to be quarantined for COVID. That is what they frequently called the quarantine building, the gulag. So yeah, they got to hang out there. It was, and a very affectionate word for it. But yeah, we are so thankful. Sand and coffee, those are awesome.
thank you.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to share those on social media. I'm going to wait till after this episode actually begins to air before we do that. But if you're listening to this, it's already airing. So you can probably check out our social media and get a close-up view of those. But if you do have any more, hey, it's Christmas all month long. Share it because, we get excited about that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of getting excited, we haven't been able to get excited in a long time because Grant has been missing.
Oh,
But he's back with his dad joke.
Indeed.
We got the music.
Wait, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to do the music here?
Oh, I was gonna say, I've got it, but I didn't know
If
you're
you got it
gonna-
right there, go ahead.
Oh, there we go.
So in a public park, there were two statues of a guy and a girl, and they were concrete statues. And one day, a genie metastasizes in the park
Isn't that
and
cancerous?
causes the statues to come to life. And this genie tells the statues that he's going to let them stay alive or animated for an hour. So this guy and this girl statue look at each other and wink, grab each other's hands, and then run off into the bushes. And the bushes are shaking, and you hear giggling every couple of minutes. And then they run back to the genie. And the genie says, "Sounds like you guys had a lot of fun. But that was only 30 minutes. You still have a half hour to do whatever you want as animated come to life statues." So they look at each other, and the guy's statue says, "All right, but this time you hold the pigeons while I poop on their heads."
That's pretty good.
That's good. I wasn't sure where that was going. If we'd have to put a NC-17
Yeah.
rating on the podcast.
I almost did. I almost changed the music to something else.
And I just have to add, Ryan, every week you're given content for the comment sections. I mean, our listeners are great. They provide content, right? Sometimes it could be tough to think of a quality dad joke every week. So today I'm driving to a pharmacy to get something for my daughter, and all of a sudden the largest bird poop that has ever landed on my car landed on my car. And I said, "Jesus, thank you." Because now I know the joke I'm telling.
And we do appreciate you sharing that picture with
smoked
us.
everyone just by plopping it out on the table.
Good stuff.
Nice.
I always love when you can get inspired by bird poop.
Yeah.
Something about it. So it is, Christmas season. We're right in the midst of it, and ooh, and I think I hear Santa somewhere. All right.
Well,
I was
that was
hoping he
it.
was going to come into the room.
Like, is he here? But anyway, it is the Christmas season, and we are very excited to celebrate Christmas with you guys. But one thing that we all do during Christmas is
We all do-do?
We do.
Here we go.
Which happens.
Oh, come on, play.
Oh, is it not
Yeah,
playing?
Every day with my bidet.
We do all do during Christmas.
Oh, that's right. By the way, did you know the day after Thanksgiving for plumbers is known as Brown Friday?
That honestly doesn't surprise
That's
me.
not. Yeah, that's not a joke.
It is
is
actually the most busy that plumbers are is on the Friday after Thanksgiving, but it's not for the reason that you think. It's not because everybody's clogging up their toilets. It's actually because of garbage disposals. But I did hear that and thought that was funny.
Well, it should be because of the toilets.
I mean, that's probably a secondary cause of their
That would be if
workload.
it's Friday on 6 de Mayo.
Say yes. That is definitely. How do you say brown in Spanish?
Browno.
Bruno.
So is that singer called Brown Mars?
Yep. But anyways, I digress. We watch Christmas movies every Christmas, and you always hear these 25 days of Christmas movies. And I don't know about you guys, but we have sort of the movies that we always watch, like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
It's a must every year.
So Great, Elf, Home Alone, Christmas. There's so many good ones, but there's also these movies that are like controversial. The ones that people claim are Christmas movies, or other people are adamant about saying, no, that is not a Christmas movie. So I thought we could decide this on the DudeFax podcast tonight. Is this a Christmas movie or not? I'm going to read some movies, and then you guys tell me, and I want to hear all of your opinions. Is this a Christmas movie or not? Even if you haven't seen the movie, pretend you have for our listeners so that we can decide if it's a Christmas movie or not. So the first one is actually a series of movies, but there are people out there who say the Harry Potter movies are Christmas movies. So what would you guys say about that?
They're not Christian movies.
They might be Xmas movies.
I will say I think, and I think I know the reason of why people think they're Christmas movies. So I grew up watching all the Harry Potter movies. I would go to every time a new one would come out. I would go see it usually, and they would usually come out around Thanksgiving and then be in theaters through Christmas time. So I would always end up going to see them around this time. So I think a lot of people that grew up like I did going to see those movies think that that it just makes them feel like Christmas time because watching Harry Potter reminds them of being a kid going to see those movies.
And Dumbledore kind of looks like Santa Claus.
It does. And the first movie does have a pretty big Christmas part in it, so
Yeah.
it makes a little sense.
That's true.
And it's what's his face? Christopher Columbus, not
Yeah.
Christopher. Is that his name?
Chris Columbus.
Yeah.
Chris Columbus, the guy who directed Home Alone,
Yeah.
is also the director of the first Harry Potter movie.
And John Williams.
There you
does
go.
the music,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
There's lots of contributing factors there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a fall movie, a fall series, like a
Yeah.
Halloween to Christmas kind of time. Because it has kind of that.
It's kind of like The Nightmare Before Christmas. Like you
Yeah.
could watch it on Halloween or Christmas.
Yeah,
and it'd fit.
that's what I think of the Harry Potter movies.
Well, it's funny you say The Nightmare Before Christmas because that was another one that is controversial. The Nightmare Before Christmas movie.
It's before a Christmas
The
movie.
Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie.
So it happens before Christmas.
I mean, I think that's one. It depends on when you watch it. Determines what kind of movie it is.
Ooh, we're seeing two of Josh right
Sorry.
No.
kinda-
I'm trying to figure out a way to get the. Would you please mute?
now. This is on the podcast.
Isn't it fun watching seniors with
Yeah,
technology?
right.
Seriously.
Just call this episode "Old Man Yells at Technology."
Burn it!
There we go.
The files are
All right.
in the computer.
But Nightmare Before Christmas. That's one we always watch around Halloween. I
Yeah,
think.
I usually do. But so with my wife, I'll watch that around Halloween. But when I was growing up, my cousins, because I wasn't allowed to watch it at home, so I would watch it with my cousins and we go over for family stuff. We would watch it on Christmas time. That was when they always wanted to watch it. So it's like either or for me. It's a toss-up.
Oh, I'm just holding my microphone right now.
I never watched that movie until this year.
Oh, really?
Were you not allowed?
No. Bridget hates Tim Burton. So
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So we've never watched it, but the girls had a lot of their friends over. Not a lot. I think it were the boys. Or the two.
Your son-in-law?
Maybe. Nothing's happened yet.
Still up in the air.
But
Ethan, just ask him what dowry you're going to receive.
yeah,
And I'm sure you don't. Just Google dowry, okay,
Yeah.
man? You're welcome.
the daughter's it, man. That's it.
How American.
What are you going to give when your two girls marry off? You saving up for that? For that dowry?
Probably, hopefully, they're unused 529 plans. That's the plan.
Yeah. That's what happens when you actually plan as a young adult.
Yeah.
So I
Trying
watched it
to.
for the first time. It was closer to Halloween when we watched it.
Okay.
Okay.
And it was okay.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it being both. But speaking of Tim Burton, I have a couple more Tim Burton movies
Ooh, all
to
right.
get to. Edward Scissorhands, Christmas movie.
I've heard that before. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. I
Does
don't get
Christmas
it
even
either.
happen in that movie?
I do remember a Christmas tree
Is there a Christmas
being
scene?
set up
Okay.
in the movie.
It's
Can you open
I don't know.
presents without scissors on your hands?
That's true. I mean, he is very
Or wrap them.
practical.
Yeah, that's why he's really good at gift wrapping or helping with gift wrapping. He's not so good
Or
at it himself.
unwrapping.
Yeah. He's good at
With
cutting
his
the tape.
brother Edward
Yeah.
Tape Hands?
And Edward Bowhands.
I also haven't seen that movie that much, so maybe that's why I just don't link
That
it.
is Johnny Depp and Winona Ryder in the
Yep.
finest right there. And Anthony Michael Hall. Goes from nerd to bully in that movie.
Oh yeah.
But another Tim Burton movie, Batman Returns.
No. That's a Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fighting hard on that one.
Batman Returns. Gosh, I haven't seen that one in a long time. I don't know enough about it to say it would.
Oh man. It's one of the best early Batmans.
Catwoman, Penguin.
Oh yeah. Danny
that's probably
DeVito is
one
the
I
Penguin.
have seen least.
Does the whole movie take place at Christmas? Like it's all around the same time, right?
Yeah,
There's
it's all
not, like, a
around the
time
same
jump or
time.
anything. Yeah, so
Christopher Walken's in that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And he plays like a,
really random character. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it sounds like a reason why Batman would be an excellent Blockbuster customer.
why is that?
He returns.
I like it. Here are a couple more that I think may be a little juicier and more controversial. The movie Gremlins, Christmas movie or not?
Yes. Because it's all at Christmas. Like the whole movie is right then, right?
Yeah.
whole movie takes place at
He
Christmas.
gets Gizmo
That's how
as
I
a
feel.
Christmas present.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
It's really kind of a movie about the dangers of Christmas if you think about it.
That's true. I think it had a deeper meaning.
Yeah.
It goes to show you if we consume too much, we become the monsters that we hate.
Exactly.
And then we get blown up in a
Especially late
microwave.
at night.
I want
what'd you say,
some
Greg?
film study major to write like a thesis on Gremlins.
The scene where the mom is murdering gremlins in her kitchen is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't jingle your bells without watching that movie.
Oh no.
That scene in
Jingle
particular.
your what?
Not sure
Jingle
how
bells.
to apply that.
Oh, it's good stuff. But just watch it for that and the old lady flying out of the window
Oh, yeah.
on her
Classic.
her like what do you call that? Like a stair
Yeah, her stair climber.
climber thing, whatever that is. That's awesome. It's good stuff. You just
Oh,
see her
yeah.
feet in the air.
And you really can't get into the holiday, that Christmas, that sincere kind of peace until you've seen a gremlin microwaved
Yes.
exploding. There's just something about
Nothing makes you feel that holiday joy.
that. That's right.
I'm thinking that's where Troll 2 got their inspiration, is from Gremlins.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Troll 2, Christmas movie?
I haven't seen Troll 2.
Definitely not.
I mean, after the sweater I'm wearing this year, it's gonna be a Christmas movie for me.
Ooh, teaser for future episodes. Yes.
All
All right.
Better. I
Oh,
hardly
yeah.
know her.
Thank you, Grant.
You're welcome.
So, and this one we all knew was coming. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie or not?
I think the answer is obviously yes.
I mean, it sounds like an Easter movie, the title. Or more like a Black Friday. I mean, Good Friday.
And Black Friday,
Black
too.
Sabbath.
It works.
I have to be
It was a
honest.
Black Sabbath.
I've not seen Die Hard.
What?
Oh my gosh.
All right, we're going to cancel the podcast right now.
I've seen
And-
clips. I've seen the what is it? Yippee-ki-yay.
Yippee-ki-yay,
clip.
Mr.
Santa
Falcon?
Claus.
Oh,
Yeah. Do it.
it's a yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. That was the
Oh.
So growing up watching the TV edit version of it,
Oh,
that
is
was
that what
like
they put
what they
in?
put
Oh
in
my
overdub.
That's awesome.
And it was in every Die Hard because he says
Yeah.
it the sequels too. So it would always say "Yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon."
I was wanting
Oh
to
my
pull that
gosh.
sound clip for the media board that doesn't work, and but I couldn't find one where they had just bleeped it, or I was hoping to find something like that.
Oh yeah,
And, I was like,
I'm sure if you searched for Mr. Falcon, you'd probably find that
Yeah.
specific clip, but it probably wasn't coming up otherwise.
No. And
It's a
probably
really bad
shouldn't use
overdub,
the
too.
other one.
No, definitely
No.
shouldn't use the other one.
It's a
But
family friendly
There
podcast.
is the part in the movie where he's where the one guy he writes ho 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 on the
That's right.
the one guy that he
does.
kills.
Yep.
So
See, festive.
so
They're
Christmas
killing people,
right
but
there.
still trying to spread holiday cheer.
Yep. And like any good 80s or 90s movie, it takes place that deals with Christmas. There's like an office like Christmas party, like a really
Yep.
swanky office Christmas party. So,
Absolutely. So you die hard, and then you die hard again,
yep.
and you jingle all the way.
Like Lazarus.
That's a movie I need to watch this year.
Lazarus.
Jingle all the way.
Arnold. It's one of his best. But yeah, tell us what you think about these Christmas movies or not Christmas movies. And if you have any more that should make this controversial list, let us know. We want to hear it. And if you're shocked that Josh has never seen Die Hard, let us know, because we, quite frankly, are shocked.
Just haven't.
I think I saw it for free on Tubi, so you can watch it.
Oh,
Tubi.
okay.
Ooh.
Well, we were watching something the other night, and Bridget said, we should actually watch those movies. I was like, yeah, we should.
Yeah,
So-
you should sit down with
We should watch
Bridget
it,
and watch
like
it.
a date night or something.
It's much better than a Hallmark Christmas movie.
You can probably stop after like 3 though.
Die Hard 3.
8 or whatever one Samuel L. Jackson's in. That's the last one you need to watch. You don't
Yeah.
need to watch any of the modern ones.
Okay.
No.
Justin Long for some reason.
Yeah, it grew too old at that time. He should have just died hard and never come back.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's our amazing list, and hopefully there will be a Christmas miracle this year of Josh seeing Die Hard with his wife. Romantic Christmas night. You don't need to see Candace Cameron Bure on another Hallmark movie.
No, she's got her own
You need John
channel now.
McClane. Oh, that's right. She does.
Our pastor told us this week that he is a fan of Great American Family
Oh,
Network. It's Candace Cameron.
so it's like the
her-
Christian version of
It's
Hallmark.
the Christianized
Oh,
Hallmark.
that's even worse.
So those
Yeah.
movies have to be.
Sounds like something else I'm never gonna watch.
And I think Chad might check into the podcast at times. So like, I know you're a big movie fan, Chad.
Die Hard.
So I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
Probably stuff like oh shoot, what's the Santa horror movie?
Oh,
Claus?
Krampus?
Krampus.
Oh, the
Oh,
Santa
Krampus.
Claus.
Okay, yeah.
The what?
The Santa Claus
Santa
with
Claus.
Tim Allen.
Yeah, because he kills Santa.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
I don't know.
Have you guys seen Violent Night?
No.
That just came out last year.
Oh no.
It's got a Hopper from Stranger Things.
Oh,
He
yeah.
plays Santa
Yep.
Claus, and basically it's kind of like a Die Hard, but it's Santa like killing people. And
Is he like chasing the Santa that's killing people?
I'm trying to remember. I watched it, and it was so stupid but awesome. But he ended up in a situation where, I mean, he is Santa, where he was at somebody's house, and I think they were holding people hostage, and then he just starts like destroying terrorists. So
What's the title?
it's called Violent
Violent.
Night, and
I'm gonna have to
I
look that
Sounds
up.
like
think
a family reunion.
I think it's on Prime.
Like all good things.
Oh, Colorado State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and there's such a great one-liner in there, and now it's escaping me what it is, and I'm really sad. If you watch the preview, there's some great one-liners in
Cross the
there.
line.
Hey, some of these are working again.
All right.
Yeah.
Because I
That's what
really
she
wanted. Oh, but the good ones aren't. The new ones. Riverside.
You dang picklewood.
There we
Oh, it's
go.
working.
Sorry, I'm looking up Violent Night quotes here because I got to at least read one of these.
And as you're searching to fill the dead space,
Yes.
something I cannot stop giggling about. This is a big part of our gig culture out here in the Northwest. Visiting my brother-in-law back in Chicago land a couple weeks ago. It was homemade apple pie. She did what? So now every time I hear a homemade whatever, it's she did what? It's so stupid, but those are the best.
I'm glad that'll be in my head now.
You're welcome.
Wadu, Zhonghua Peng Yo, Ni Hao.
Ni hao.
It has no bearing on this podcast. It's
Hey,
just,
my favorite Office character.
Just a side note, I was watching. I just like the other day. I was like, I want to watch some The Office, and on Peacock they have the Superfan episodes that have all like the deleted scenes and like extra stuff in them. And so watching the dinner party episode with all like the deleted scenes and stuff is really funny. There's like a whole side bit where Jane got in trouble for Jane got in trouble because she was on the neighborhood watch while a dog got like shaved and like spray painted with like a curse word, and it turns out at the end she is the one who did it.
yeah.
It's really
I
funny.
have to look that up. You got any lines there? Or?
You know, I'm finding so many, but there's like this one like great line, and for some reason it's escaping me. It's so sad because I was quoting it the other day, like around the house, being silly. But now I'm drawing a total blank, brain fart. But I'll probably think of it when we're in the serious stuff, which is coming up next. And if you absolutely have to know that quote, you can probably just YouTube it and watch the trailer and you'll see it. So
I think we should start the second part off to keep these first parters, the ones that only come for the comedy.
yeah.
If that's what this is, that we're gonna, if we get the media board working, I think we just work our way through all the Christmas ones and that and a movie.
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll be like a little teaser. But this is a teaser to get you to come back.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we'll be back.